Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be talking about how to throw the football without hurting your shoulder. And we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab. Reach your individual goals. We don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become. All right, so this is, I think, a very important concept because I see a lot of guys that go and they throw the football and are hurting their shoulders, hurting their elbows, feeling pain, feeling soreness, feeling overuse. And what we want to do today is we want to be able to help you address that issue. I'm really excited about being able to really give you the opportunity to heal yourself by fixing mechanics. I always tell people that call me and they're like, hey, you know, my son, he's got some shoulder problems or some elbow problems or whatever the case may be, and you know, we want to be able to get to you to be able to help them out. And there's a few different things that I'll do in terms of drills, exercises, therapies that can really help people get through that process very quickly, especially if you're in the LA area. But we want to also be able to help you from no matter where you are in the world. And so a couple things come to mind here when it comes to pain, right? And so the first thing that I'll say is mechanics are critical, okay? So we got to have the right mechanics in order to make it so we could resist the pain. And the first thing that I'd say that ends up really causing this is that front arm, that front shoulder. So, you know, what we'll see is people will open up with this front shoulder immediately, right? So if we look to see the step here, right, really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open up my hips the best I can and really keeping my front shoulder closed the best I can. So what happens is that when people will land with this front foot, they'll really be flying open with this front arm. And the concept here, right, that we want to be able to teach you guys through this video is that you can, if you take the video, right, and you watch it and you slow it down and you compare it to this video, right, some of the things that we're talking about here, you can, by just utilizing the correct mechanics, make an impact on fixing what's going on within the shoulder. Okay, so big thing first, make sure that front arm is not opening up too soon. Okay, another big thing, and this will cause more overuse, you know, that will cause overuse in either the shoulder or the elbow. I would say this one ends up really causing more overuse within the shoulder, right? And that's going to be when you're stepping, landing with too much of your weight going forward, right? So we want to be able to land and have more weight on our back leg. So when we land with this front leg, we want to overall be able to maintain and keep more weight on that back leg, on that back foot, right? So it's a rotation action, and when I'm landing with that front foot, I want to be able to be pushing down through the ball of the foot here to be able to keep my weight back. So essentially what this is indicating is that we're utilizing too much upper body, too much arm to throw the football and not enough lower body, right? And so if we can get a better weight shift, okay, so if we land with all of our weight already forward, what happens is that now when we end up having to go through the throw, we don't really have any weight shift. We have to utilize all of the arm in order to make it so we can throw the football further. Okay, so we have to understand how to be able to utilize the back leg. Okay, another thing, and also the weight shift. The other thing is getting the ball too far back behind the head. So when we're going and loading, if the ball ends up going way back here, way back behind the head, then that ends up really causing a big problem when it comes to when we come through, because now the ball will end up getting really far away from the body as you're coming through. This could be elbow pain, this could be shoulder pain, you know, this could be impingement. There's a lot of things that could end up happening when you have a improper utilization, external rotation in the shoulder. Okay, so that's going to be number 3. So far we had opening up the front shoulder too soon, number 1 thing, right? Number 2 thing is improper weight shift. Okay, number 3 thing is going to be when loading, right, and really ends up being into like an improper load. There could be something going on within the wrist, right? You could be bringing the ball back too far behind the head, right? Not rotating enough within, you know, the football. And this is where the breakdowns, I think, are critical, right? And we have some great deals within these. We have like a $97 throw breakdown. We have To me, to get yourself out of pain for $97, it's a great deal. We have like the Throw 60 program that's going to give you more consistent breakdowns. We have monthly options within Quarterback University. I mean, I think Quarterback University is the best, most valuable thing you can get as a quarterback because of all the video tutorials that it has, the exercises, the drills, the coverages, and you also get personalized programming and breakdowns. So, you really can't beat that. But the third one would be, lack of external rotation in the shoulder, both when you're throwing and even in general, right? Like I work a ton with when people have especially overuse in the shoulder. It's like, all right, we got to reestablish more external rotation, right? Both external rotation and internal rotation end up being limited a lot of times because of some of the exercise choices that the athletes are going through. Okay, another one that ends up being a problem, or another thing that ends up happening is after you go through the load, right, and I'm going to try to get the right view here, is like an elbow drop. So after we go to this position, as the athlete's coming through, again, like you have to look at yourself here to be able to see, self-diagnose, right? I'm not going to go, I thought about, putting up other quarterbacks and being able to show you like, this is the example of this is the example of this, but I think that you guys can go and self-diagnose yourself. I'd put this side by side with your own throw, right? This is what is correct, right? So you can see as I'm driving my elbow through, there's not an elbow drop, right? So as I'm going through this transition phase, if you see this elbow drop down, right? So you load the football up and then you drop the arm down as you're supposed to be driving through, that's going to end up causing a overuse as well. It could be elbow, it could be shoulder. A lot of these things can end up being both, okay? And that ends up being a big problem, okay? And then I would say the last one and the fifth one here is going to be, how you finish through, okay? So when as you're coming through the throw, really this ends up being a better option, is, we want to be coming down on the football. You want to be pulling the football down. We want to be using the serratus. We want to be using the lats. We're using the pec because we're doing horizontal adduction, which means we're bringing our elbow closer to our head, right? Horizontal adduction is this. So that's a pec action. So you're already using your pecs, right? But if you don't utilize your lats, which are the muscles that pull you down, pull-ups, or your serratus, which is a muscle that kind of participates in like the same thing, and you're only using those anterior muscles, right? So basically not using your rotator cuff, any of the muscles that pull, right? Only using muscles that push. And typically we see that with people that are in more of like a C position, a U position within their hands, not a C position, right? So we want to be able to get our wrist as neutral as we possibly can. So then again, we're coming down on the football. If you end up pushing it, right, or as if you're throwing like a shot put, right, shot putting the football, that's going to end up putting a lot of pressure on your pecs. And I made a video, probably like 2-3 weeks ago that was just about like, slow down, right? Doing it right is more important than just doing it, okay? And so if you need to, as a quarterback, really take some time to be able to slow the throw down, do that, okay? Because that's critical. Super important for you to be able to do this correctly, right? Because if you're doing it incorrectly, it's like the sprint, right? I always tell people this, like the sprint has been scientifically proven to be the best way to strengthen your hamstrings. Right? Nothing is going to make it so you have to get more out of your hamstrings than sprinting. But, right, big but here, if you don't sprint correctly, then you're not going to be utilizing your hamstrings correctly, so then you're not getting the full benefit of the exercise. So we have to teach you how to run correctly. It's the same type of thing with the throw here, right? If you're not able to throw the ball with the correct muscles and you continue to throw the ball with the incorrect muscles, then all we're going to do is make it so you are more at risk for an injury, more at risk for overuse, more at risk for problems. And we want to help you be able to get through that, right? And so that's where the mechanics is great. And again, you can take just this video and be able to make the change within the mechanics. Yes, I have shoulder stretches online too. So I would look at the shoulder stretches, quarterback stretches video. I'll also put a link up here so you can go and access that. I would say do the stretches, change the mechanics, you'll make the big difference. And then if there's something specific that you need to change, again, you can find those videos here, or you could also check the description to go to Quarterback University, which will give you a lot more detail and a lot more options in that regard. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and this is a great video. It truly could be a great video here, or is a great video, honestly. So click the like, subscribe. Those both really help us out a ton. And so please do that. If you have a friend that you feel like can benefit from this, then go ahead and share it with them. Go ahead and if you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. And yeah, check out the description. We got the throw breakdown. We have the Throw 60 program, help you throw a little bit further. And if you have something going on within your, soreness of the arm, things like that, we have the resources to be able to help you get through that. And so I would definitely take advantage of those. Again, if money's an issue and you don't have the access to be able to do it, you should be able to just do it for free through the YouTube channel. But Quarterback University might be something that you want to be able to take a look at. And we do give you a free trial with access to that. And there's a lot of great options there. So again, check out the description down below. Check out some of the things that you might be interested in. Call me, email me if you have any questions. We want to help you out, and talk to you soon.